Let's jump in.
All right, top 50, we're on. Yeah, I was saying that going through the top, like all the submissions this week, yeah, there was a couple of themes I did pick up on. So the first year there was just yin and yang, just throughout so many designs. Not necessarily like just the
Latent logo
colors,
thing,
yeah, but the idea of two opposites, like the winning design, Prosperity Ring, that was, I guess had a slight nod to the yin and yang ethos. But yeah, this one, a couple I noticed was heaps of compasses and time-related designs this year. Did you notice that?
I think I remember seeing one. Oh yeah,
well, you put one
I
of
picked
them
one
through.
Of them,
yeah, there was heaps of those. So time was a huge one. Like there was a few. What's his name? Oh, things you flip over.
Hourglass.
Yeah. There was a few hourglasses, compass times, and randomly, I haven't seen this in any other years. There was like 3 or 4 sacred hearts. You know the hearts with like the barbed wire around them.
Yeah.
There was like, well, maybe more. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 sacred hearts. I always think, it's like, what is it that happens that year that ends up coordinating some sort of design behavior?
Yeah, weird. They're so deep. Like time's such a deep concept, and then last year was like space. It's like space and time,
and there was no space ones this year.
Yeah, so 2021.
And then like compasses made its way back in. I know we've got a few. Yeah, it sounds to me, mate, that there's a couple of people lacking direction in their life. But yeah, there was what else? So yeah, but we'll go through them and then I'll expand on that a little bit more because that'll give away a couple of the top 50. But let's heave on in. Let's start from the bottom. And this one, everyone already knows because we sort of announced this. Number 50 is Rachel Wong, Master of Fate.
Yes.
And this is in no sort of design order. I've literally just dragged these across. It's not in order of, most likely to win or anything. So Rachel Wong, Master of Fate.
Very nice. I remember that one.
Yeah, this one's so good. Half of them, it's so hard not to ignore just how good the submission, the page entry is.
I know. I feel like this way there's every episode, but it's so flaming true. It's hard to picture something that's good if it's presented crap.
I know.
And vice versa, it's easy to look at something as good when it's presented so nicely.
You just got to force yourself throughout the process of whittling it down to look deeper into it.
Yeah, but this is an example of nailed the presentation, nailed the design. Yeah. So they've got both of them.
For sure. Number 49, I'm going to lose a count. I'm just going to read out which one. I'll just say next one. I think the last time we got to like number 47, we're like, fuck, what number are we up to? This design got heaps of froth. Alison Pearson, Reserve for the King.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Yeah, this design was cool. This is your pick, eh?
Yeah.
I think that this is what got ramped up heaps this year as well, is people incorporating the shank design. I think we may have mentioned it heaps last year.
Yeah, I think we did. Well, you did.
But yeah, people are now understanding that it's... Well, and a big thing that I had done this year, which was just like an immediate filter, was any designs that just had no mention of the ring, I just like got rid of straight away.
What do you mean no mention of the ring?
Well, people would just submit artwork.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
So
we've ripped into that every episode.
Yeah.
As well. A car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a ring.
But even if it was like a good artwork and they've just drawn a circle around it and they've talked about, I was like, look, I just do want to be able to, well, I guess because that, like with Crooked Howlet as well, what we do, we are always incorporating the bands. I would have to done a lot of work then to try and make the design look more than just a design slapped on a ring. So it's kind of asking a bit too much from us. So
yeah. And if you care about your designs, you want to think about that when you're designing it, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to just like flip off something like from a submission point of view. Like if you care and want your thing to be made and you care what it looks like, then you probably would want to help you do that rather than leaving all the guesswork to you guys and figure it out.
Because I think like some of our most popular designs as well have had just plain signet faces, but then just the shank has been sick.
Yeah.
But next one is Maria.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mine says Tina.
Yeah. I'll just open it up. Her name is Maria Christina de Toro Oaks.
My bad.
The blue?
The sun and moon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was sick when we were reading into it more, that it's cast in the shadow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is cool. Cool concept.
Epic design.
Mm.
Next one through is Ethan Palamountain with Penny for Your Thoughts. Once again, look at the shank, Nick, would you?
Just would you look at the shank on that?
Oh, look at the shank on it. Good God, the shank on this thing. Next one is... So this was one of the concepts that came through this year. I'm not going to try and even speculate where it came from because I think the last 2 years I was going, give me a wolf design. And there's been heaps of wolf designs this year. So this is the first of the wolfies, Rosie Gaunt with Starlight.
It's a friendly looking wolf.
Yeah, it's that real cartoony, that sort of
right.
mystical.
It looks like a children's book.
Children's book. Yeah, it's sick. The best thing about this sort of wolf style as well is the pattern and texture of the feathers would look epic.
Yeah, it's insane even for a drawing.
On your Rosie. But to be fair, every year she's submitted wolf designs. Got into the top 10 last year, yeah.
It's got to give her points for persistence at least there.
For sure.
She's loved wolves for 3 years straight now. Why wouldn't you?
Next one is Melissa Brown, Mel Brown with Scrappy Souls. Really cool artwork.
That's like 1/3 of the design is only on the face of the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Good shank work.
Great shank work. Oh, the shank. Yeah, this is sick.
I reckon if we keep saying that, you're just going to get rings that have just got nothing apart from like all this detail on the shank.
The CHD shank design comp. I'll tell you what's weird though with this is the surf fin. I guess it's the hallmark.
The what, sorry?
The surf fin as the hallmark. It's just a bizarre choice for a hallmark.
Yeah,
Scrappy Souls.
Just hell salty. Is that you, Harper?
Oh, bag of salt and vinegar chips. All right, the next one. This is on sick. James Cannon with Sword in the Sun. This goes like further than incorporating the shank, and it goes inside the signet face. And we talked about just those hidden details. The reason we like them is because we always talk about Crooked Howlet's intrinsic value, and I guess this isn't necessarily so much intrinsic because it is designed on the inside, but it is the value that the wearer only understands.
Yeah, would that be uncomfortable on the inside of your finger?
Nah, it would be like sunken positive, so it would be inside, like it wouldn't be embossed. That makes sense.
That's right. This is the one that references Carl Frung.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I think even with this one, you could look at casting one of the elements here in a different metal.
I'd say the same thing.
I just love a sketch as well, you know. There's a lot of other ones that are digital sketches, which probably are the more impressive looking submissions as a whole, but I just love a...
Back to basics.
Yeah, blatant old Faber-Castell and bit of scrap paper, you know.
Is that a pencil?
Probably. All right.
Pretty well to get that far.
Yeah. All right, next one.
This one was very creative.
People loved it.
Yeah, it's...
Read it out.
I remember at first, it is the Music Lovers Ring, submitted by Sergei Kuznetsov.
On your Sergei, maybe even.
Sergei, maybe. Definitely not Kuznetsov, however I pronounced it. That's definitely wrong. Yeah, Music Lovers Ring. Yeah, I remember like when I first saw this, I thought it was like an AC/DC ring, and I was like, yeah, I mean, AC/DC is pretty overused now with like bad shirts and stuff. But then as you told me, it's actually kind of a replaceable thing, which I can't remember what you said. Is this like doable, and has it been done before?
So you wouldn't be able to replace it after you receive the piece. Well, you probably could to an extent, but it would be fairly fickle in the sense that it could be popping off. You'd probably just have a choice. You'd be like, oh, sling us the whatever, and then you'd just you'd solder that in for them. It's cool though. It's super unique. Heavy squaring as well. People love. All right, next one through. Talking about a bit of pencil on paper. Wabi Sabi by Christelle Ruby McLaren.
Oh, yeah, the one with the great wave on it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
This one's sick. Once again, drawing motivation from old Half-Life. De Cruyff has motivated a generation of Half-Lives. There's so many Half-Life inspired designs. You say inspired or just straight rip-offs?
I'm an absolute sucker for it. This one and the other one that's further up with the clock, absolute sucker for it. And that's pretty insane considering that De Cruyff didn't win as well. And that's how influential that concept has become.
Definitely. Actually, how you do this is confusing me a bit. I think probably the wave you would have is sunken positive, so it would be sculptural silt, and then on the right side where it's flat, you'd just engrave that little bit that's come out. Otherwise, it'd be very hard to get a good finish on the flat area if the wave was raised on the other side.
Yeah, it's like one of those fucking MC Escher or whatever his name is paintings where it's just hell trippy to look at.
Yeah, where you try and work it out. There's actually one design in this that uses that. It's
Really?
well, I won't spoil it, dude. No spoilers in this. So that's Wabi Sabi by McLaren. Next one, Leilani with Melting Sea. This was obviously put through last week. This one's, a few people commented and been like not sure about how functional the shape is. I think you'd probably just juice it down a little bit, maybe not as like sharp and heavy on both ends. But we've had designs like this with that what shape do we even call it? I guess that kite signet face. It could definitely work. It just maybe not as aggressively long in the face. But the motifs with the wheel, tentacles and trident, I reckon are sick.
Yeah.
Do you love it, dude?
Loves it.
All right, next one is Chris Mitchell. So this design is probably, and this is no rinse on him, but it's less sort of, the creativity around the whole design of the ring isn't super in depth. But one of our some of our biggest sellers aren't either, and that's a motif that a lot of people, I don't want to say relate to, unless you're from ancient Egypt, but it's just a design that is very, it would sell.
Just picturing some pharaoh sitting at home listening to this going,
sweat
damn right I am.
Next one is Michelle Kezarel with Mummy Medusa.
That's right. There's a few Medusa ones in here, wasn't there?
There was. This is the only Medusa one that got through. I thought the scales and the band would be so good. Like no matter what that face is, and it's a sick sketch as well. If you had a plain face and those scales down the side, it would be such a sick ring. But obviously with the Medusa, it's cool.
I was going to say what, so you prefer it without that?
No, I'm just saying like if that was just a straight Medusa ring, I'd be like, yeah. But that's Michelle.
Big fan of this next one.
Yeah, so was
the
people.
Lisa Burrell.
I thought this one could have gone.
So was people.
Huh?
Did you say so was?
So
people?
people loved it. Lisa Burrell with Burn Those Bridges. I thought this could have gone either way when I posted. I was like, people went, but heaps of people loved it. And having depth under the ring as well, so you'd have the matches sitting real deep in. Sort of what we did with the Half-Life, how there was so much depth. Like not design depth, I mean physically you'd have them sitting quite deep in the ring. I reckon that would look cool.
Yeah, it also kind of ties into your thing of having Crooked Howlet matchboxes too. You should just change their design and just put your Crooked Howlet logo on it.
True. Yeah.
Sell a pack of matches with it.
Burn those bridges. Your own matchbox and a reminder to burn those damn bridges and do what needs done in life. Boom. So that's Lisa through. Next one, probably my favourite artwork design submission, and I'd love to get this printed out, a little poster. It's so sick. Which is by Sue Nell. Sorry if I'm butchering the names once again. Freya the Wicked. I reckon the design submission is so good and people loved it. The hallmark itself could be a design, such a cool hallmark. I think you'd definitely be using, which he's actually said, which is a 9 karat gold. You'd be using separate elements and soldering those in. Do you like that one?
Yeah, it's cool. I like the way it's presented.
Yeah, I like the Carney vibe.
Same. Love a Carney. Not in real life, but.
I've got this one campaign that I've been wanting to do for a while. I've never figured out the proper execution on it, which is a rip-off of those old carnival games, the Guess Your Weight games.
Oh, yeah.
You know those? Yep. Which was, we got the artwork for it and all. It looks, Potsy did it for us, which is us guessing your finger size. Because when customers come in, I nail it within 1 or 2 every time. I'm like, I reckon that's a damn P. I just get them to put a finger up my door. It feels like a P.
I can't feel anything. So loose.
But yeah, I want to run this and then there'll be some sort of, I I guess, winning or losing element to it. I just can't figure out how we do it yet.
I'm just picturing you rocking up at customers' houses and going, mate, how you going, mate? I'm the ring sizer.
Knocking on the window at 3 a.m. Hey, mate. All right, next one through, one that our jewelers would hate that's through to the top 50 is Sophia Sampson with Something in the Water. It's doable, definitely, with gold elements getting sold on there. There's a lot of work in it, but heaps of people loved it as well.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I'd be interested to see how it looked in reality.
Yeah, there's so many designs here. I reckon I'd love to make up. I'd love to make up the top 10. I don't know if it's necessarily realistic, but just to see how they, and that's a hard thing as well. When I'm often picking the top 10, I'm like, nah, trust me, I know this would look sick. The submission might be a little bit, not doing it justice, but I just know that there's certain components that always look good when they're made up.
Yeah, some of these things like this is an example in my mind of like, you kind of just want to see it as a piece of artwork get built out of metal to see what it would look like out of curiosity.
Yeah,
rather than like trying to find a really good ring that would sell to that lots of people would want.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just really curious to see that get made and see what it looks like.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that's why we brought in so many second, third, fourth winners last year, was because we couldn't not make a few of them. So it was originally just going to be the winning design. And then we're like, the runner-up is usually so good as well. And then we're like, do the people's choice. And that's also why we're going to be developing the designer platform, which we're still working on doing this year, which is essentially going to be, we're going to build a platform where you can, every single design will be vetted and designer, and where you just the designs get uploaded to the Crooked Howlet designer platform, which everyone will be able to submit their designs. I'll go through this little vetting stage. We'll get the designs really schmick, and you upload them on the site, and then people can come on, peruse all designs, and commission them specifically from that designer. I think an important part of it as well will be like a very heavy showcase of the designer and built around them. So the first, 2 or 3 scroll folds on the site will be more about the designer and where they've drawn their inspiration from, and that can be sick.
Yeah, because the less you focus on that, the more it's just like Amazon, just some random cunt just uploading shit and you don't even know where it's come from.
Yeah. I don't want it to be like a very weak marketplace. I want it to be really putting a lot of focus on the designers themselves, because after the comps, people are always going, dude, where can we get this ring made? I'm like, look, I can put you in touch with the designer. And so I think we'll probably have that up and running maybe in September. All right, next one is Jessica Gallardo Diaz. Sorry, once again, names. It's with Snake in the Grass.
Where are all the John Smiths and John Does in here?
Yeah, I know. Or where's my cultural understanding? Where's my understanding of other names?
Words.
Yeah, people love this one. Such a sick design.
Yeah, it is nice.
Little
There's
homage.
definitely a little serpent vibe this year too.
There is. There's a couple more that make a run at the top 50. 1920s Art Deco inspired with 3D sculptural elements. Yeah, I love this.
We're coming up to one of my favourites now.
The next one is Simon James Betts. Love that name. Imagine if I cooked it.
That one.
It's actually Jamens. The 11th Hour. So this was a theme that cropped up a bit this year, and but just with a great tweak on it.
Beautiful design. Love it.
Love the inside of the band as well. Crossed out numbers.
Yeah.
I'm
going to say that's my half-life of this
really
comp.
Yeah, I really like this one. All right, next one is Jess Thomas with The Ancestor.
That's a name you love to say, isn't it?
Yeah, I like the Jess Thomas. Tom A's, it's actually pronounced.
Thomas.
Thomas. This was one that I really pushed through. Obviously, people, loved it as well, but I saw this one. I really like the artwork, and I just love the tweak on the skullduggery that usually makes its way through. It's cool.
Skullduggery.
Yeah.
Very
all right.
cool.
Next one.
Dan Metcalf, our boy. How are you, mate? Every year, always submitting good stuff.
With the Warlord. Got a Hanya mask. How do you say that? I always.
I don't even know which word you're reading, to be honest.
Oh, just like that's what that design is in the front, I think.
Ah,
We get a lot of custom designs with that design.
definitely
As a
Japanese,
center.
yeah, inspired thing, or is it not?
Hey?
Looks
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
like a
Japanese
dragon
mask.
type thing.
Yeah. Dude, there's just little things that I noticed that I always try and build into designs as well, which is, do you see the bottom of the Signet face? Just that little half concave.
Mm,
Stuff like that I love, eh?
mm.
It's so thoughtful, you know?
It is.
His design submissions are always so good.
The way he presents them is so sick. Cool.
All right, next one. This is a design that heaps of, like, sometimes people are like, oh, yeah, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool. This didn't have as many frothers, but the people that did want to see this one made were proper evangelists of it. So Eli Zuka with the collector, sort of like a catacomb style. I love this one initially because we've conceptualized this design a couple of times. Those scattered skulls would look so good, and the signet shape is really interesting.
She chucked a little pendant in for good measure as well.
Well, that might
Entering
even
both
make
comps.
I reckon that'll make a run to the top 50 in the pendant comp.
Everyone's going to send him both now next year so they can double their chances.
That's sort of what I was hoping for,
Oh.
but I just hardly promoted the pendant.
Oh, well done, Ellie. You got the brief.
Yeah, it's epic design. I love that. That one would be so sick to see made. That's one where I'm like, oh, got to at least make that up. The next one is Derek Mitt with Seize the Night. I love this artwork, eh?
I love the name.
Yeah, it is good, huh?
Yeah.
Carpe
Just love
Noctem.
sleeping.
Yeah, he loves a nap.
Wait, is it talking about sleeping being good or is it talking about do stuff at night?
Um,
sleep. Anyway.
let me read further details.
Oh, yeah.
Blank.
Night owl in mind to take the night on, embrace the night. Yeah, okay. So it's about,
Cool little hallmark as well.
yeah.
The hallmark comp is heaving. I might need to crown a hallmark as well.
Mm.
I still
They have
think
different categories. Best hallmark.
best hallmark for sure.
Best ring. That's all I can think of.
That's a category.
Oh, best, what's the thing on the side again?
Shank.
Best shank.
Yep. Best shaft. So that's Derek, you're through, mate.
Des.
Next one is Joe Gardner with Smoke or Be Smoked. This one's just the signet face is really cool. It's real antique style.
Art Deco again.
Art Deco, yeah. Shank is cool. Would be a nightmare to clean up and finish, but, you know, sick design.
Another one that's also included a pendant too.
On you, Joe. All right, next one through is Amy Jones. Love that name. With with Hammer Time.
Hammer time.
Getting the detail on that shark will be super hard, but also will look really, really cool on like close inspection. Another one that a lot of people frost on.
There's another little clock on this one as well. We're
I
hitting
know.
time.
Dude. We're running out, dude.
Oh no.
Oh no. Just turned into Cali folk when we are.
Oh no, dude. Looks like it's floating, little hammerhead shark.
Yeah, it's sunken positive. That's a sculptural element, Nick.
Nice. So what's actually holding it in?
Oh, it'll be sat in the face. Its little tummy will be touching.
Oh, it's cute. Oh.
So, all right, next one. This would be up there with one of the ones that had a lot of foam, which is Rosie Gaunt, again, with Creatures of the Night. Another wolf design, but I love how it's built into the side of the shank with that tree coming down the side. The artwork is sick as well.
I think this was the one I said looks like a children's book, actually.
They both do. That's her style. Last year's was.
Oh, is that other one has as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, this design's so good. I reckon this has got good tropes, not tropes, good things.
Traits.
Good traits, that's a word. That's a TR word that I was fumbling over. Yeah, this will be hard to not make the top 10. A lot of people love this.
You're going to be loving this name.
What?
You'll be loving this name.
Next one?
Yeah.
Oh, I might just boot it out. Oh, wait, no, it's good. Andrew Carter with Apex Trash Eater. I just love the sort of first of all, I love the flat edges to change up the standard round signet, and then I don't know. I just reckon it's like a fun one, you know. I reckon what you'd also do where it says Trash Eater around there, you'd maybe have it around a beveled edge, so it wouldn't be flat the same as the rest of the face.
Nifty little side details there as well.
Yeah. Bit of a, like, you don't want to take away from, the deepness of the design, but it's just like kind of a bit more of a fun one that, we always talk about. Sometimes the dino ones make it all the way because people are like, I love dinos.
Yeah.
All right, next one up is Benjamin Muscara with Valhalla. Bit of a Nordic design as well.
Don't mind me a bit of Nordic. I love the
Norse
Nordic
Viking
lettering.
culture. So
I love the Nordic lettering. It looks so
yeah, it's sick.
scary. It just strikes fear into my heart.
It does. The side detail sick. And when you see the side angle of the ring, it's actually slightly interesting. Not slightly, but it's interesting shape as well, which I like.
It looks like one side's shaded, but one's not. Is that right?
No, he's day one versus day 1000. Just how it's
he's jumped onto your fucking thing.
Yep.
Trope.
Earn the heirloom. Yeah, I reckon this design's cool.
Lots of people slipping in little Crooked Howlet references. Eager to battle to the top.
That's it, mate. All right, Dion de Cruyff through again
back.
with Soul Searcher. Again, a lot of people love this in the first rounds of putting the designs up.
If you ever needed a high ring designers, you would be sweet.
Yeah, I know.
Massive catalogue of people to pull out from.
De Cruyff with Soul Searcher
Doing
on
the
your
magic.
mate. And then Dion de Cruyff with A New Start. That was actually accidental. I suppose I could have noticed just by the design style, but a lot of people voted both of these in, and I think it's a sick little concept. Pretty unique concept. It's done really well. Turning a new page. Good symbolism there, Nick.
Yeah, just really good presentation.
It is,
Yeah, so cool.
All right, next one up. Matt Dosator with My Lucky Charms. This is another one that it might not, boot your groin clean off your body when you see it, but it's just like that, having that little sunken positive, Lucky Charm, square signet shapes, they always pump, and it's just got enough good motifs that people would be attached to it. It would be one of the, like a true heirloom piece, I think. It's fairly timeless in when you wear it. So a piece you could have. Yeah, definitely. So that's through on your mat. Next one up is Stargazer, another one that got heaps of froth during the showcase by Aidan McLean. Cool artwork as well. I like as well with these that they've thought a little bit more about how it's actually going to be engraved. A lot of the ones with I guess, heavy shading that sort of relies on getting the design across. It's like, look, that's going to be actually hard to nail. These design elements, especially just like the lady's hair, is just, I know, it's going to work out well with the engravings and with the sunken depth behind her. I reckon it's a cool design. And it's not just using a round signet because that seems traditional or logical. It's the moon encases the design, which I reckon is sick.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Date of release. That's a hell cool idea. See on the inside.
Yeah.
That's a sick idea.
Yeah.
All right, next one is Shiloh McDonald's with Silverback.
This looks like another fun one.
Yeah, this one's cool. People loved it on a modern cushion. Next one in, we've got the old cock ring by Jessica O'Brien. We announced this one in the last podcast. Dude, and now people will know that it's like pretty much like the actual ring design's like identical to the Friday the 13th launch we did.
Yeah.
Must have been a bit of insider trading.
Is that your alter ego?
Hey?
Jessica O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever catch your whiskers on this?
Fuck.
That
was an electric shock.
Yeah, I catch it every now and again, and I go, ouch.
Pull that sucker close, but not too close. A fistful away. God.
Well, I got a fistful of beard.
I know I asked this before, and I can't remember the answer, but what's the relation? Oh, okay, no. Gotcha. I thought the dot on the ring was meant to be like some kind of gem. And I was like, where does the cock come in?
Yeah, no. You made a fool of yourself last podcast asking that question.
Twice in a row.
You've done it again.
I just about caught myself and answered it.
Yeah, I'm keeping that part in though.
I swear I'm not dumb. Swear.
All right, next one through is Ren's Gentle. Customer actually just came into the studio the other day with animation. I would, if I hadn't done designs like this in the past, it would have been hard to sort of conceptualize or just, I guess, envision how it would come out. But with these finer details, it's a harder execution because the finer details are its main appeal, but it's definitely doable. And there was a lot of people that loved this design as well. The side detail with the roses, that would pop. That would be hard to sort of take in at first, but then on closer inspection, it would look really sick.
It's quite subtly dark. Like it says at the bottom, the A represents the beginning, beautiful, full of life, and then the end part says death, skeletal.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of motifs like that throughout our collection. I guess the other design comp as well, or the other two design comps. So Ren's Gentle, you're through, mate. All right, next one is Brie Carter with Mr. Corona. Topical. Yeah, how is the guy? Eh?
Have you seen those memes? And it's like, see how this is like based on like doctors back in the day, how they used to wear this? And it's like doctors then, cool beak, used to give people potions. It's like doctors now, scared of apples. And it's just like lame stethoscope thingy.
What was the idea behind those masks?
I don't know. Maybe like I've got no idea. I was going to make something up. I can't even think of anything to make up.
All right, that's Brie Carter. Next one is Nadia Dora Klein, the Cray Hunter. This is sort of like a Crooked Howlet early days modern round signet style.
Yet another reference to time though as well.
A lot of people running late, Nick. Or early.
Is that a shot at me?
Yeah, I reckon this design's cool. Nautical touch, which very in line with the brand, and yeah, Cray Hunter. Love it.
Loves it. Joshua Williamson Evans, Endless Serpent. I feel like that's quite a common theme. Yeah, this
people love this
circle of
one.
life thing.
Yeah. Well, we've obviously got a few of these Ouroboruses that the serpent sucking its own tail.
Ouroboros. I call it Circle of Life. I think that's the Lion King.
No, it's similar though. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
But yeah, people love this one as well, right from the jump.
Cannot blame them.
It's good. Endless Serpent by Joshy. All right, next one. All right, so this is probably one of the ones that had maybe the strongest feedback, which was Dion Ong, the Wolf.
I'm not surprised. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really sick. And it's not on first glance, you're only getting 50% of it. When you look into a lot of the smaller details throughout the design, it's super thoughtful with, other concepts built into it.
I like the moons. They're cool.
Yeah, they're sick.
Wow, very well presented.
And then a cool signet shape. Yeah,
it's
the
making
wolf.
Me feel calm. It says, "This too shall pass. You will be okay." I feel better just reading that. Thank you.
On your own, the wolf. Love it.
Dion's make a good ring.
They do. Yeah, we got a few Dions, unless we're saying it blatantly wrong.
Yeah,
is that Dion?
I think so.
Yeah, so this design had a lot of amp coming through, right from when we first posted it, and then the last showcase over the last week. Could be a front runner, Nick.
Are we still talking about Dion or the other one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The wolf.
Big fan of it.
Yeah, so next one in the ranks is Oliver Johnston. What's important isn't on the surface. One of the more, I don't know. It's, how would you describe it?
Cool. Not too serious. Just looks fun.
Yeah, it's like one of those like the funner designs, and people, you'd think it's one that you could chuck into the design comp thinking nothing of it, and then it gets a little cult following just because of, I don't know, it's fun in nature, and it's
there's a lot to be serious and deep.
Yeah, I reckon it's a sick little design. I like his maker's mark as well.
I love his little leg spread as well. It looks like that crab.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's sick. I reckon it's a cool little design.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, a bit of fuckery there on the hallmark.
Yeah, I reckon it's sick.
Good fuckery.
All right, next one is Oscar Mesletti. I'm going to just pick designs next year just based on what names I can pronounce.
Yeah, I know.
Origins. This one, not randomly, but it's good that people understand pattern and texture and how good it looks in signet rings. A lot of people will be like, geez, I'd wear this. Like we had heaps of positive feedback on this one. And honestly, it would maybe one that I understood that the shell would pop, but I'd be like, I'm not sure if people were going to back this one, but heaps of people did.
It's interesting that like you could make an argument that like skulls and skeletons are overdone in jewelry, but so many people submit them anyway. So there's obviously a hunger for them still.
For sure.
So
You could say there's an appetite for them.
you could. I would never say that, but
yeah, love it. All right, how many we got to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 and final 11. Next up is
Ellie Reynolds Cushing.
I think it's Eli. Eli Reynolds Cushing. Design name, Morrow, Guardian of the Forest. This one is, I reckon, a really cool signet shape for starters. The background behind the wolf. It's a comp of the wolves.
It is.
There's
Awesome time.
He's been thoughtful with the shank design there as well. Yeah, I reckon this one design would be really cool.
I'm a sucker for that background.
Yeah, that back pattern's cool.
Yeah.
All right, next one is number 10.
Beautiful presentation.
Yeah.
Coffee.
He's done. It did like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 designs, and they're all done so well. Adrian Pilecki, Peace of Mind. This design's so sick, I reckon. With the it'd be such a bold piece to wear, but for people who are looking for that and looking for a bold hitter to sit on your index finger or just even your middle finger, it would be such a sick design.
Yeah, the brain's like so realistic. It's a little bit gross.
Yeah,
like not in a bad way, but like it's just made really realistically.
Yeah, it's got a little face in there. It kind of looks like an horse. All right, next one we've got is Sasha McPherson with Essence. Sasha put a bunch of really good ones in that were close to coming through, but I think this was her best design. It was a design that had the strongest feedback. Like I guess there's also people that don't make it and they'll be questioning me like, dude, I swear my design was better than that. There's so often little reasons I've flagged the design that is just, they may have not seen. It's not I'm saying the artwork or design concept or wasn't thoughtful enough. It's so often just like something very minor. It might be on this like application end, like on how feasible it is. Like for example, I've pushed this one aside, which was Infinite Doorway. A lot of people were like, yeah, this is epic. I'd love to do it. But having to get the labradorite custom cut for that face there would be so hard. And the design is cool. Got, a lot of strong feedback. The design is really cool, but it's just feasibility would be quite difficult to absolutely nail. Like it wouldn't be, the artwork would be, I think, hard. It would be better than actually what we'd be able to do in applications. So there's a lot of designs like that were so close to going through that also, like last year, the one of Connor's ones, I was just like, look, that's just going to be so, so hard. And also where over time you could see stones breaking or little components being damaged, and then all of a sudden you're just wearing a ring that doesn't have that same aesthetic value.
Yeah.
So the ones that we're picking through, I know that will have longevity as well. So it doesn't have a tiny design element that could be damaged or, if that makes sense.
Yeah. We always talk about like how there's so many good ones that almost make the cut, and it just kind of shows that it's not necessarily like these 50 are good, the rest are crap. It's like there's so many small things that kind of end up being an important factor in your decision.
For sure. And often is what will happen as well is that maybe just by accident, they've designed something that's been so similar to something that we've done. And we're like, look, we've already sort of brought that in. And I think our top 50 now is just such a good spectrum of different designs and different signet shapes, different concept, different motives. So often if there's like 50 of the same one, we might, the 50 of the same design, we'll only end up picking one or two. So yours might have been in a different comp, a massive standout, but because by pure nature of heaps of people designing something similar, you've been roosted out of the top 50. All right, next one is Chani Marat with Manifest Ring. I guess this one's cool. I think we announced this start in the top 25. Yeah, well. Ooh.
Is that another moon reference on the side?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. All right, next one by Chani again, which is the Sparrowhawk. I love the side detail of this, the wings going down the side. That's featured a few times in past design comps, and just the usage of those feathers and how they texture down the side, it would look really cool. The feathers always look sick with, once it's finished, oxidized and pulled back. All right, next one, we got Katie Wang with Reminds Me of Home. Probably an animal that you haven't really seen in any of the designs. They're usually going for dark, like bold. I guess elephant's still bold, but like it's just a design animal that we haven't seen a lot, and it's called Side Detail. So that's Katie Wang. Another one which is often pops up, which is having a central focal point of an eye, but then they've built the design around the eye very well, which is Tuna Kamchi. Prison eyes. A lot of good feedback on this. We've used eyes before, but I think the design of the face, what they've done with that eye feature is done really well.
Beautiful artwork.
It is gorgeous, isn't it? Next one. This is the one of the design motifs that popped up heaps in this comp, which is Sophia Samson, Sacred Heart. Cool design, eh?
Yeah. Simple but cool.
Yep.
Not simple in a bad way, but
simple sometimes best. Less is more, they say, Nick.
That's what they do say.
All right, next one up is Kevin Paul with the Mariner.
Kevin Paul, that's a fucking name you love to read out.
I love that. On your Kev. With the Mariner, such a nautical theme, but what I've loved here as well is that they've built the rope design into the bottom half of the band. That would look so good. Something cool that band. we've tampered with a lot, the nautical style, so it slots into the collection well. Very on brand.
Yeah, the rope looks cool.
Yeah, that's sick. Very ropey. All right, so this is the second time the Sacred Heart motor's been used. Zali Feliciana, Mon Pet Cho, which is Mon Petit Cho, which is just a Sacred Heart, but redesigned with a little kitty cat.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it's cool, eh? A lot of people love this as well when we showcased it.
Oh, she said at the bottom, P.S. Your jewelry is nothing short of fucking amazing.
Oh,
it's heartwarming.
Thanks. Well, so was yours, mate. All right. Final one in the top 50. So that's a 49 so far. What do you reckon, Nick?
Pretty good. Definitely some themes popping up. The old snake, the time, a couple wolves, moons. Rope. Not enough of that, but there was one. Yeah, definitely some themes. I'm still a sucker for the old Half-Life inspired type design, like the Matchbox one. Couple other things like that.
Wabi Sabi.
Yeah, that one too.
All right, so this is the last one through. Number 50 is Ruika Caulfield with the Night Bee. Once again, the artwork's so sick, and just even the whole submission. People love this one. Good side detail. And yeah. So that's 50.
Oof.
All right, sweet. So that's the top 50, and we're going to be showcasing those over the next week, and just going a bit more in depth into like the concepts behind them, and then everyone shoot us your feedback, what you'd want to see. All right, frothing, such a solid top 50. There's a couple that I reckon I'm sure of going into the top 10, but that'll sort of be based around a bit of feedback, but also no idea what would be taken out one.
Yeah. My favourite is Burn the Bridges, Lisa Birrell.
Really?
Matchbox one.
Sick.
I like it.
Yeah, I still want to do that hallmark ring as well. There's a plain band with all the hallmarks from it. Maybe just from like the top 50. Like that design would pump.
I remember that.
All right, so yeah, keep your eyes on the gram over the next week. We'll be heaving these through, and then we'll be announcing the top 10 on June 13th.
Mm.
Oh, no.